Let me tell you up front, I'm not a flint napper. Okay? I want to be, and I'm learning, but if you've come here for any expert advice, you're going to get just beginner advice, okay? But I'll show you what I do. And all of the video I took at the Knap-in this weekend, apparently my camera was full, and since you can't check it on that little camera, I wasn't aware of that, so I got some pictures of me cooking over a fire, but that's about it. So I'm going to show you some things. Now, I'll try not to make this too long, but years ago, I've always been interested in flint knapping, but I didn't know anything, nothing about it. And my brother-in-law had this beautiful point in a curio in his house, and I always admired it. Just a beautiful thing. And he told me that he got it from a man who had bought it from a roadside museum that was closing down, and that it had been dug up when they were excavating the Blue Ridge Parkway, and that it was a Clovis point, an original paleo Clovis point. Well, I always admired it. In all the years I'd known him, he'd had it in his curio. And before he died, he gave it to me, and I've loved it ever since. Well, I took it to my first Knap-in, and after looking at it, for one thing, when I started getting seriously interested in napping, I went out to see if I could find what a Clovis point looked like. Well, this doesn't look anything like a Clovis point, and as a matter of fact, I couldn't find any paleo points that looked like this one. So I took it with me to the Knap-in, pretty sure it's a modern point, or relatively modern. My brother-in-law had had it for many, many, many years. And I took it to a wonderful gentleman by the name of Michael Miller, and he's a paleontologist, and I went to him and said, you know, I've got this thing. I know it's not a Clovis point, but got a feeling it's a modern point. And I took it out and I handed it to him, and he broke into this beautiful smile and said, no, it's a modern point, you're right, but it's a really neat one. So this is my point. Now, it is 11.5 inches long, I think, and right at 2.25 inches wide. And it turns out that this is what they call a gray ghost. And it was made by a fellow by the name of Reinhardt out in Texas during the Depression. This is how he survived the Depression. And he found a way to make these large points out of Texas chert, and he figured a way to make them pretty quickly. And he would sell them to roadside attractions as tourists. Now, they're probably not rare at all. Lots of people have gray ghosts. But he sold them by the gross. You couldn't buy like a dozen of them. You had to buy a gross of them to get them. So it's a really neat thing. And it's absolutely beautiful. And as you can see, if you know anything about points, you'll know Clovis Point never looked like that. But so it is my Reinhardt gray ghost. And as gray ghosts go, it's a pretty big one. So very pleased to have that. Beginning, people say, are you a collector? I said, I got one. So there it is. Now, I'm going to show you more of what I scored this weekend. And if you're a beginning napper, I suggest you start with obsidian. And further, I suggest you start with an obsidian slab. Okay? And there's a trick to making these work, but it's not a hard trick. So I'll show you what it is. This stuff doesn't have to be heat treated. And, you know, basically it's glass. It's volcanic glass, natural glass. Comes in different colors. Some of them absolutely stunning. Start with plain black, okay? And go from there. I'll show you how to do this. Probably not in this video. I'm mostly going to show you stones and my tools and that sort of thing. And then, I don't want to bore you to death, Sunday's complaining, I put the gray ghost on her stool. There you go. I'll move that too. Okay, she's comfy now. You can just hear her complaining because I did such a thing. Okay. So what did I get at the Knap-in? Well, for starters, I'm going to move the camera around a little bit here. See this bucket? I'm going to zoom in some also. Let's see. Okay, I got this bucket of rock. This, it's funny, when you go to a Knap-in, odd things happen. For instance, I'm going to call this a business card, okay? It says Eric's Rocks Adventures, flintnappingstone.com, okay? I bought this rock from Eric. Heck of a nice guy. This is called Harvester. He sat down with this entire bucket that he sold me, and we went through it piece at a time because I don't know one rock from another. So, business card and rock. And in this bucket I have things like this wonderful piece of stone is called hornstone. Now you don't nap the outside. I'll have to knock that off. Hornstone. I've got lots of, now this is a piece of what they call Buffalo River. This is a Florida coral. Now, it will nap like this, but Eric suggested that I heat treat this, so I'm going to try that. Since I'm a baby napper, you know, I want it to be as easy as possible. As he said, once it's heat treated, it's candy. And I have another beautiful, beautiful piece of Buffalo River. I have some, this is also Buffalo River. There's a lot of variety. Lots and lots of this wonderful Flint Ridge. It comes from Ohio. I've got lots of hornstone, but it's supposed to be really good. This is a piece of Burlington. Looking forward to it. It's beautiful. And I've got a chunk of what they call, I think it's Peteralis, and it's going to be great to nap. And anyway, the bucket goes on and on. So I'm going to turn you around here and let you see what I have on the bench. Oops, a little too low there. Let's get you up some. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what I have on the bench are slabs. Now, it's kind of tough learning how to nap if you want to just take a piece of rock like this and try to either shape it into what they call a biface. And I'm trying to learn to do bifaces. This is almost a biface, but this is a shard that I picked up. Somebody just gave me. It's I think I don't know what it is. It may be a Coastal Plains from Georgia. It's possible. So that is kind of a biface. Not quite, but it's working on it, okay? Now, I'm going to show you the points that I've made so far. I'm going to move the camera over here. Hopefully I won't make you too seasick doing this. But let me get you up a bit and down a bit so that you can see what I have here. Alright, basically these are my points. This is my first point. It's what James Gibson calls a narian. By the time you finish chipping it, there's narian there. It's my first point. No instruction, kind of went out on YouTube, got an idea, and did it. that's my second point. Now, it was a lot wider piece. I kept trying to get it thin, and it just got narrower. I guess it's a knap-in too. Third point, also started out being a wide slab. Didn't get this one thin either, but it's a little better. I guess this is the first point. Now these are all made of obsidian. I guess this is the first point that I actually did successfully made. Even tried some little baby notches in it. Okay, still very thick. Then I went to a knap-in, and whoa, my points got better. I don't know if my light's really good right here. Let me see if I can adjust it just a little bit. Maybe this will help. Yeah, that's better. Okay, now this is a piece of glass. Now, when I got this blank, it also was a slab. So it was, you know, sort of pre-formed. I don't have one exactly like it, but like this. This one has been just sawed out for you. It's already shaped, okay? This is a piece of fancy jasper that I got this time. I'm really looking forward to doing it, but I'm going to practice some first. Okay, so I did this one, and 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 this one. This is just, and if you can't find anything to nap, glass is great. Okay, just make sure it's not that, like, tempered glass, but any kind of plate glass makes a great point. And you can see they're getting thinner. All right, this is another piece of obsidian slab, and I actually did this one after I'd watched a few YouTube videos on knapping. Another piece of obsidian. This was actually before I went to the knap-in. Nice big piece. And this is a piece of obsidian also. It's kind of translucent. You can almost see through it. But I'm getting the hang of making these points. This, my friends, is a piece of novaculite. That is Arkansas stone. Beautiful stuff. I'm not sure what this is, but it's one of my favorite points. It could be that it is Keokuk. I'm not sure. But one of my favorites of my points that I've done so far. And this is another one. And this is, I'm almost certain, is just a Texas flint. And I am very, very fond of this point too. Got kind of a thick spot in it there, right there. But very fond of this point. And I like the way it notched. So there it is. Now this one I am most proud of. It is an ugly little arrowhead, okay? And the reason I look at it, it's all flat down one side. It's small, but the reason I'm proud of this arrowhead is that this is not made from a slab. I actually took a chunk of, I think Sunday's wrecking the shop over there, took a chunk of obsidian that I had knocked off of a big rock, and I succeeded in making a point. So those are my points that I've done so far. There are a few more, but these are about the best representation. So I'm going to gather them up and put them away. If I can find the box they go in. This will do, pardon me. If you don't like wearing shoes, you don't need to be a napper. Because you hear the crunch when I stand up of all the glass shards that are under my feet. They're on a tarp, but there they are. All right. These are some of the things that I got at the knap-in, okay? And these are slabs because, as I said, as a beginner, it's the easiest way to do it. Oh, I found another one of the business cards. All right. This is a business card for Mark Kidd here in Tennessee. Got his phone number on the back of it. Another business card, you know. Could I have your phone number? Sure. Just a minute. Let me find something to write on. Oh, here's a piece of broken stone. That'll work. Put that where I can find it. Okay. All of this, I believe, is Texas flint. All right? I could be wrong. That's what I think it is. All of this stuff, I have no idea what it is, but it is beautiful stone, and I like it. And you can see where a piece has been popped off there, and it's real shiny. That's what I look for, okay? Now, there are some things that you can knap that are duller, but I like the shiny stuff. Well, it's easier to work. Okay, so you can see I got all kinds of things that I don't know what they are. I am pretty certain that all of this is Arkansas stone. I am reasonably certain. I know some of it is, and some of it is a little iffy, but I'm pretty sure that that's all Arkansas stone. This, just because of the way it behaves, I think it's Arkansas stone, but I'm not sure because the color is not one I would expect to see as Arkansas stone. Anybody out there who knows what these are, let me know. These are just the fancy jasper. Okay? I love these. They are gorgeous and they'll make beautiful points one day. Not yet. I'm not up to that yet, but still, it doesn't hurt to collect some things that are beyond your skill. This is the most expensive thing I bought. This is a piece of Elizabethan petrified wood. Why it's called Elizabethan, I don't know. It comes from, I think, in the Northwest somewhere. It's pretty rare. I paid $1 an inch for this. It cost me $11 for this little preform. I may be years from actually knapping this piece. I don't know. I'm going to have to be pretty confident before I do that. And you know what? I may break it. I may be out $11. But, you know, something that beautiful. I'm into color and patterns. And something that beautiful. I decided I got the first one he sold because I was there first thing in the morning. And I also got the smallest one because I like small points. So, lucky for me. I didn't want to make a knife out of it. I could not have afforded that. Another thing that I got at the knap-in, and let me see, I think I can maybe zoom you out here some, is this wonderful, wonderful piece of buffalo leather. It's really thick. I don't know if you can see that edge, really thick. And this is what you put over your leg when you're knapping to keep from, to help pad some of the percussion and also to keep you from ruining your pants legs. Okay, let's see. What else do I want to tell you? If you can't find anything to knap, look for glass. Now, where I live, it's really easy to get slag glass. I get this near Sevierville. There's a place up there that I can buy it. It's not real cheap. It's probably as expensive as most of the stuff you buy as flint, as much as stone. It comes in some gorgeous colors. This looks like it's part of looks like this was actually part of something. It's beautiful red, beautiful blue. You can see I've tried to make some bifaces out of some of them. I haven't given up yet. Here's a nice blue. Now those are just, as I said, slag glass. If you can find it, grab it. Sometimes it's got flaws in it, but then other times it really makes beautiful points. But the natural glass, the obsidian, if you can find it, this stuff is great, and this is a rainbow obsidian. And when I actually start knapping here for you, I'm going to show you a little bit. I plan to saw this up because I just do not want to ruin it all hitting on it with a rock. I have if you look at my floor, you'll see that I've destroyed a lot of rock. But that's how you learn. Okay. I've just got so much stuff here. It's unbelievable. But start with obsidian and start with a slab. And I'll show you how to do that shortly. Okay. I am going to, oh, I was talking about plate glass. Here's a piece of mirror. Works great. Of course, you end up chipping off all the backing so it doesn't look like a mirror. This actually, the clear glass one that I showed you actually was made of a piece of mirror. So, you know, if you can find something about a 1/4 inch thick, go to your local glass companies. See if you can get some scrap from them from where they've been cutting custom glass. Anything like that. And you can see where I kind of experimented with running flakes across here. It naps beautifully. So that's an option. Some people actually nap old toilet tanks. Now, that's not shiny, so I don't like it. If it's not shiny, I don't want anything to do with it. But it can be done. They call it Johnstone. So that gives you an idea of some of the things that you can nap. Now, I am going to show you on obsidian. Again, I'm not really a napper. I'm a learner. So, you know, we'll struggle through it together. And I'm going to turn the video off, clean up some of this wealth of stone here, and put it away. And by the way, I paid 50 cents a piece for these, which is a pretty good bargain when you have a really good chance of actually making a point out of it. Now, you can buy things like this, you know, for $2 or $3 a pound, and hack at it with a bopper. And you may have paid, I don't know, what does that weigh? That's at least a pound. That's probably at least $5 worth of stone there. I might not get anything out of it. And the average napper will take that and say, oh yeah, I'm going to make me a point about this long. And that's all they'll get out of it. But I like small ones. So there it is. So I like buying these 50 cent a piece blanks. And one like this one, I'll probably make 2 arrowheads out of it. I'll probably saw it in half. I do have, you know, my little lapidary saw that I can at least saw that in half. Okay, so that pretty much is my haul, other than a couple of pieces of jewelry and things like that. I can't think of anything else other than my good piece of leather and my buckets of rocks that I got this weekend. But, oh, the obsidian. I wanted to show you a couple things there. Obsidian comes in so many gloriously beautiful colors. For instance, this is mahogany. Sometimes they call it triflow. I'm not sure what the difference is when they call it triflow. But I've got that. I've got, let me see what else I've got in here in the way of obsidian. This is obsidian with silver streaks through it. I hope you can see that. And this is your plain shiny black obsidian. Another piece of the wonderful, wonderful, beautiful mahogany obsidian. Sometimes it's more spotty than streaky. And this lovely piece, and I hope you can see the pattern on it, is called spiderweb obsidian, and it is just gorgeous. You can see I'm going to try to make a kind of a big point out of that one. Okay, enough about rock. I'll be back shortly, and we will look at tools and napping. All right, thank you so much, and thank you for your patience while I go on and on and on about my obsession with stones, okay? Thank you for tuning in, and I'm going to be out of here in just a moment. Bye-bye.